Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the class of 2016 as we introduce this year's commencement processional, led by the University of New England Faculty Assembly, Dennis Layton. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the University of New England and the Platform Party.
As Mace Bearer of the University of New England, I declare that we begin the 2016 commencement. Please listen as Joanne Smith, Staff Assistant for the Westbrook College of Health Professions, sings America the Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful, for spacious skies for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for pilgrims' feet, whose stern impassioned stress a thoroughfare of freedom beat across the wilderness. America, America, God meant thine every flaw, confirm thy soul in self-control, thy liberty in love. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea, shining sea. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. I am now pleased to introduce Dr. David Anderson, Chairman of the University of New England Board of Trustees.
Everyone, please be seated. Finally. Good morning. Is it still morning? I think so. On behalf of the UNE Board of Trustees, I welcome you all to our 2016 commencement ceremony, especially the family members of the graduating students, many of whom have traveled great distances to join us today. I would also like to welcome the other trustees present. Thank you for your service to UNE, and please join me in recognizing them. I also wish to recognize our special guest today, Dr. Robert Michael Franklin, Jr., President Emeritus of Morehouse College, as well as the James T. and Berta R. Laney Professor of Moral Leadership at Emory University and Director of the Religious Department at Chautauqua Institution. I feel privileged to be able to join you in celebrating University of New England's 2016 graduates. Over the past several years, I've watched UNE grow into an increasingly vital participant in our evolving world. I have watched UNE open new colleges, construct stunning new buildings, create world-class online courses for the health professions, and launch a visionary campus in Tangier, Morocco. But the high point of every academic year is our commencement ceremony, which brings us together to celebrate our students' academic achievements. It is a day of well-deserved pride for our graduate and undergraduate recipients, for their families, their friends, the faculty, staff who have guided them through their studies. And no one feels this pride more keenly than UNE President Danielle Rippich. Dr. Rippich assumed the presidency in 2006 and immediately initiated a 10-year strategic plan that has guided UNE to unprecedented growth. Under President Rippich's leadership, the university has embraced a commitment to educate and prepare students for a global society and has secured a reputation for academic excellence and public service. Under President Rippich's guidance, UNE has tirelessly pursued its commitment to innovation for a healthier planet. Please join me in welcoming the President of the University of New England, Dr. Danielle Rippich.
Thank you for that lovely introduction, David, and for all your service to the board and the university. Graduating students, families, members of the faculty and staff, trustees, and special guests, as well as the hundreds of people around the globe that we know are joining us with our video streaming today, I welcome you to the University of New England's 2016 Commencement Ceremony. In the past week, each of our colleges has recognized its students' accomplishments in its own way, but on this morning, I feel it's very special. We assemble together as a university to celebrate and grant degrees. To our students, we set aside this day to honor the work you have done in the classroom, in the lab, in the field, in your global experiences, and wherever else your UNE education has led you. We reflect upon what you have accomplished and look so forward to the world of opportunities that awaits you. As of today, you have a university education, and I'd like to talk for just a moment about what I believe that means. The word university comes from the Latin word universitas, which means the whole, the world. This is the same word from which our universe has come. If you think about it, these words, university and universe, are more similar than we usually realize. In a sense, each university is in its own way a universe of ideas and learning. Each program within the university is important in its own right, but when viewed collectively, the whole shines more brightly and with greater meaning than in any of its component parts does alone. Our universe at UNE reflects our core commitment to innovation for a healthier planet. In the health fields, the sciences, the humanities, and all the other areas of the institution, we recognize that great challenges are facing the world, and we believe strongly in your role to lead and innovate as we confront them. As educators, we have striven to pass that mindset on to you, our students. While you may be leaving UNE, you are carrying with you the courage to question the world as you find it. You are carrying with you the aspirations to use your knowledge and make the world a better, a healthier place for all. It is true, the larger world is your universe now, and hopefully your education has prepared each of you to be a leader in it. As you carry with you the UNE spirit of innovation, I challenge you never to be complacent. Remember, you do not have to accept the world as you find it, but you can help make it the world you believe it can be. Keep questioning, keep pushing, keep imagining, and be bold. As you set off on this journey today, I'd like to share with you a few words that have carried me through the years and have always inspired me. I encourage you, as the poet Walt Whitman wrote, to steer for the deep waters only, to act boldly and take up the issues and causes worth fighting for. There are so many deep water issues today in our country and in our world where your expertise and knowledge are sorely needed. Make the most of your life's work and sail for the deep waters and help create a better world for all of us. Our honorary degree recipient today provides an excellent example of someone who has lived this kind of life, and you will learn about him shortly. But first, let's acknowledge the people who have inspired, nurtured, challenged, and brought you to this place today. You have benefited from the support of wonderful men and women who have been your teachers and mentors, and it is my distinct honor to work with so many outstanding individuals at the University of New England. Joining me on the platform are our Board of Trustees, senior administration, and I ask them, as well as our faculty of the university and the UNE staff, to all stand and be recognized and thanked. Please stand. I would like to acknowledge the special people who began molding you long before you arrived at the University of New England, and I would like to ask the graduating students' parents to please stand and be recognized. And now, I would like to ask the grandparents, spouses, partners, and family members to all please stand and be acknowledged. I would now like to ask all UNE students actively serving in the United States military and all veterans present here today to please rise and be recognized, and we thank you for your service. Sadly for us all, everyone who starts their education at UNE is not able to complete it. And let's just pause for a moment and remember our classmates that we have lost on this journey, but will always be a part of the University of New England. Thank you. And now our honorary degree recipient. A doctoral degree is the highest individual recognition bestowed by any institution of higher education. At the University of New England, our honorary doctoral degrees are awarded to individuals of exemplary personal character who meet the highest standards. The honorary doctorate of humane letters is conferred upon individuals whose personal and professional pursuits lead to the betterment of society. Today's recipient is a scholar, educator, and leader in the struggle for human rights and social justice, Dr. Robert Michael Franklin, Jr. At this time, I would invite the UNE Board Chair, Dave Anderson, Trustee Gerald Talbot, and the Chair of the Faculty Assembly, Dennis Layton, to escort Dr. Franklin to the front of the stage for the conferral of the Honorary Doctorate of Humane Letters. Robert Michael Franklin, you have served on the faculties of the University of Chicago, Harvard Divinity School, Colgate-Rochester-Crozer Divinity School, and Emory University, where you built a national reputation as the Director of Black Churches Studies. You have served as the president of Morehouse College, the nation's largest private four-year liberal arts college for men, where you led an initiative to instill in the men of Morehouse a social conscience and a global perspective. You have written books sharing your insights on how America might achieve true social justice for its men and women in the African American community. You have penned the foreword for a new edition of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s book, letter from Birmingham Jail. You have shared your wisdom further through appearances in National Public Radio, served on the boards of the Salvation Army, the CNN Dialogues Advisory Committee, and other national organizations, all devoted to the public good. We honor your longtime dedication and service to people whose lives have been improved by your commitment and care. Therefore, by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of New England, I do hereby confer upon you the degree of Honorary Doctor of Humane Letters with all the honors, privileges, and responsibilities which here and everywhere pertain to this degree. Thank you. And it is my pleasure now to introduce the University of New England's newest honorary degree recipient and the 2016 Commencement Speaker, Dr. Robert Michael Franklin, Jr.
Well, thank you a great deal. I salute the Board of Trustees, President Rippich, faculty, staff, students, alumni, and members of the class of 2016. I am delighted to join you today. President Daniel Rippich spoke to me many months ago, and I listened to her pride in speaking of the beauty of your seaside campus in Biddeford, your historic campus here in Portland, and your trailblazing campus in Tangier, Morocco. I have now seen 2 of your campuses and look forward to visiting Biddeford, where Frederick Douglass, I really do, Horace Greeley, Henry Ward Beecher, and Martin Luther King Jr. were welcomed guests. In March, my wife Cheryl and I visited Tangier, where I delivered a lecture at the Tangier Global Forum for Global Studies. And I'd like to commend and thank Vice President Anwar Majid for his leadership, hospitality, and vision. Let's acknowledge. Thank you. I have great admiration for President Rippich and her dedicated years of service here. Also, I admire the University of New England because you are a global and innovative institution standing firm but leaning into the future. And so I'm here today as a distant admirer of this institution and now an alumnus and all schools that venture into the brave new world of global education. This occasion reminds me of the time when George Bernard Shaw instructed a speaker that he had 15 minutes to speak. The speaker bristled and declared, "How in the world will I tell them everything I know in 15 minutes? Shaw paused, replied, "I suggest you speak very slowly." Well, it should not take me that long to offer 3 words of advice and invitation to this tremendous graduating class. Be globalists, be futurists, and be good. Be globalists. Your education here has prepared you to be a globalist, a person who resists her or his own parochialism and sees connections to other people, other worlds, and new possibilities. Embrace your particularity, but be suspicious of your parochialism. Mark Twain reminds us that travel is fatal to prejudice. It was my pleasure to serve as president of Morehouse College, the alma mater of Martin Luther King Jr. And in his final book titled, "Where Do We Go From Here? Chaos or Community?" and I commend to your reading the final chapter, short chapter of that book. It's titled The World House. There, King writes, "A novelist died, and among his papers were suggestions for future stories. One of the most prominently highlighted suggestions was the following: a widely separated family inherits a house in which they have to live together." I know that sounds like the premise for a reality TV show. But King goes on, "This is the great new problem of humankind. We have inherited a house, a large house, a great world house in which we have to live together, black and white, Easterner and Westerner, Gentile and Jew, Catholic and Protestant, Muslim and Hindu. A family unduly separated in ideas, culture, and interest, who, because we can never again live apart, must learn somehow to live with each other in peace." And then in my favorite quote, he continues, "All people are interdependent. Whether we realize it or not, each of us lives eternally in the red. We are everlasting debtors to known and unknown men and women. When we arise in the morning, we go into the bathroom where we reach for a sponge which is provided for us by a Pacific Islander. We reach for soap that is created for us by a European. Then at the table, we drink coffee, which is provided for us by a South American, or tea by a Chinese, or cocoa by a West African. Before we leave for our jobs in the morning, we are already beholden to more than half of the world. All life is interrelated. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly." Now, Dr. King's vision of interdependence has been creatively reformulated for our digital age. Perhaps you've encountered some version of this internet thought exercise known as the Village of 100, or simply 100 People, a world portrait produced by the University of Wisconsin's faculty. It reads, "If we could shrink the Earth's population to a village of 100 people, with all of the existing human ratios remaining the same, it would look something like this. There would be 60 Asians, 11 Europeans, 14 from the Americas, 15 Africans, 51 would be female, 49 would be male, 73 would be non-white, 27 would be white, 67 would be non-Christian, 33 would be Christian, 22 Muslims, 14 Hindus, 7 Buddhists, 12 would practice other religions, 12 would be nuns or non-aligned with a religion. 12 would speak Chinese, 5 would speak Spanish, 5 would speak English, 3 would speak Arabic, 3 would speak Hindi, 3 would speak Bengali, 3 would speak Portuguese, 2 would speak Russian, and 2 would speak Japanese. 62 would speak other languages. 92 would be heterosexual. 8 would be LGBTQ. 5 people would possess 23% of the entire world's wealth, and all 5 would be from the United States. 33 would live in substandard housing. 17 would be unable to read. 1 would be dying of starvation. 15 would suffer from malnutrition. 21 would be overweight. 1 would be near death. 1 would be near birth. 7, yes, only 7 would have a college education. 78 would not be able to read this message because only 22 would own or share a computer. And then it concludes, when you consider our world from such a compressed perspective, the need for cooperation and understanding becomes compelling and clear, end quote. I believe that universities that are engaging the world must produce moral leaders, which I define as women and men who live with integrity, courage, and imagination to serve the common good. Global universities are among the world's most important and urgently needed institutions for a better global future. Ben Wildavsky, author of the book The Great Brain Race, writes, "Because big problems often transcend borders, the leaders of tomorrow must have a global education. You can be a moral leader whether your chosen vocation is in science, technology, business, healthcare, the humanities, entertainment, media, religion, or whatever. See the big picture. Make a difference for the good where you are. Include the least advantaged members of the community and enable all people in your sphere to actualize their fullest potential." I was a young kid who attended public schools on the south side of Chicago, but I was drawn to a college much like UNE. And once I arrived on campus, I explored all of the intellectual and cultural riches of the campus. But instead of feeling satisfied, that education made me more restless. I wanted to learn even more, and to learn it in new and different and challenging environments. This must be what Oliver Wendell Holmes meant when he observed that a person's mind, once stretched by some new idea, can never return to its old dimensions. I'll bet all of you have encountered a big idea here at UNE that changed your mind and changed your life forever. And I hope that you will cherish that idea, that professor, but also be open to thinking new ones of your own. For me, that meant pursuing a junior year abroad experience, and I found myself in a small town in northern England, Durham University, and my life was forever changed. Now, some of you didn't have a chance to study or travel abroad while here, but your chance starts now, today. Take your UNE education on the road. Be an ambassador for UNE. Be an ambassador for the great state of Maine, and be an ambassador for the United States of America. In a recent address at Emory University, a friend and former CDC, Centers for Disease Control Director, William Fagey, suggested that good citizenship is about having one's inclinations consistently directed toward the good of the group. The larger the group that inspires these feelings, he said, the better. And so strive to be a globalist. Einstein said nationalism is an infantile disease. He called it the measles of mankind. But second, be futurists. I challenge you to be more than globalists, but also to become habitual futurists. The first appearance of that word futurist appears to have occurred in 1842. Many of you know the names associated with the image: Jules Verne, H.G. Wells, and more recently, Alvin Toffler and Arthur Clarke, or even Elon Musk and Steve Jobs. You don't have to be an inventor or an engineer. Whatever your vocation, you can and should imagine how your work can lead to the world of the future. In a survey of 108 futurists and researchers, they found that they shared the same assumptions. Among them, first, futurists are willing to think outside the box, including unconventional thinking, internal critique, and cross-cultural comparison. Second, futurists consider alternatives. They're aware of multiple possibilities. Third, futurists believe in participatory futures. They try to get everyone involved in improving our shared lives. They work to liberate the future in every person. Work to liberate the future in every person. Fourth, futurists believe in complexity. Futurists believe that a simple, one-dimensional, or single-discipline orientation is not satisfactory. Transdisciplinary approaches that take complexity seriously are necessary. Systems thinking, particularly in its evolutionary dimension, is also crucial. 5 futurists are motivated by change. They're not content merely to describe or forecast. They desire an active role in world transformation. And 6, futurists strive to be practical problem solvers, even as they imagine and work for another world. Futurists have a long-term perspective. And so be globalists, be futurists. Finally, be moral leaders who make sacrifices for the common good. Because each of us can do so little in the wide scheme of things, we need to make sure our little bit counts. I think this should be a real existential question for each graduate. How will I make a difference? How can I use my education here to move the arc of the universe toward greater truth, goodness, and beauty? We're in the basketball playoff seasons, as you all know, and if you follow basketball, you may know the name Stacey King. As a rookie, he had a disastrous night playing for the Chicago Bulls, making only 1 point. Michael Jordan that night made 69 points. A reporter asked Stacey King for a comment on his performance, and he said, "I will always remember this as the night I combined with Michael Jordan for 70 points. Each of us must do our part. As you go forth today, remember the wisdom of Dr. Kent Keith and his wonderful paradoxical commandments. He tells us people are illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. Love them anyway. If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Do good anyway. If you are successful, you will win false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. The good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Honesty and frankness make you vulnerable. Be honest and frank anyway. The biggest men and women with the biggest ideas can be shot down by the smallest men and women with the smallest minds. Think big anyway. People favor underdogs but follow only top dogs. Fight for a few underdogs anyway. What you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. Build anyway. People really need help, but they may attack you if you do help them. Help people anyway. Give the world the best you have, and you'll get kicked in the teeth. Give the world the best you have anyway. Do something global this month, this year. Allow your education to upset your equilibrium and upset the status quo. Reach for the future. Be restless in your search for new knowledge, new experience, and new friends. Strive to be a moral agent every day. Do something good. Tell the truth. Keep your promises. Be good and decent and honorable. See the big picture. Make a positive difference where you are. Include the least advantaged members of your community in your projects, and enable others to actualize their fullest potential. And remember the words of the German poet Goethe, who said, "At the moment of commitment, the entire universe conspires for your success." And finally, heed the words of Rabbi Maimonides, who said, "The world is equally balanced between good and evil, and our next act will tip the scale." Thank you for listening.
Dr. Franklin, I think we all join together in thanking you for those inspiring and extraordinary words that will lead us forward. At this time, I'd like to ask the UNE Provost, James Coble, to present the degree candidates.
Thank you, Dr. Ripich. As we begin the conferral of degrees, we ask that everyone in the audience please hold their applause until we have recognized and awarded all degrees from all colleges. I know that's going to be extremely difficult, but try your best for us. Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science please rise and remain standing? President Ripich, College of Arts and Sciences Dean Jean Hay, Westbrook College of Health Professions Dean Betsy Francis Connolly, and the Office of the Provost are privileged to present to you the University of New England undergraduate degree candidates for the year 2016. These scholars assembled here have qualified in all respects for their degrees by completing the curricula offered by the University of New England. The faculty and the Board of Trustees have recommended that they be awarded their degrees in recognition of their accomplishments.
College of Arts and Sciences, Bachelor of Arts, Department of Arts, Pilar C. Mendoza. Department of Business, Brittany Marie Broderick. Liam Granucci, cum laude. Department of English, Taylor Adam Konupchek. Megan Lorana Rose Toten. Department of History and Philosophy, Shannon Marie Cardinal, summa cum laude. Donald Ray Edwards. Department of Marine Sciences, Bailey Bush. Jamie A. Kraft. Abigail Marie Doan, magna cum laude. Emily Ann Johnston, magna cum laude. Jessica Lee Leek, cum laude. Emily Frances McDuff, cum laude. Charlene Emily Ray Maynard. Michelle Lee Olson. Abigail Ruth Ann Rhodes. Matthew Philip Scheuer. Department of Political Science, Cassidy Lucille Bain, cum laude. Jonathan Eastman Brown. Scott Allen Knox. Sean Connolly Rogers, cum laude. Department of Psychology, Aaron Robert Blake. Emily Ann Bolton, cum laude. Darcy Marie Basevages. Brenna A. Campbell, magna cum laude. Jill Michelle Kazaza, cum laude. Kristen S. Deshane, summa cum laude. Michaela M. Flanagan, cum laude. Jenna Ray Foley, cum laude. Kayla Hamill, summa cum laude. Lauren Lee Hayden, summa cum laude. Nicole Elizabeth Keeney, summa cum laude. Alyssa Nicole Mazzarello, magna cum laude. Sarah Elizabeth Nelson, cum laude. Michaela Elizabeth Parsons, cum laude. Amanda Salamone. Janelle Elizabeth Sherman, summa cum laude. Samantha Mitchell Stocks. Matthew Richard Suska. Devin Nicole Talbot, cum laude. Paige T. Trask, cum laude. Catherine Elaine Wallace. Department of Society, Culture, and Languages, Cody Michael Freeman. Sydney Lynn Giroux. Sarah Elizabeth Hoover. Hillary Jean Perry, cum laude. Tanya Marquez Souza. Bachelor of Science, Department of Biological Sciences, Ashley Rose Anderson, magna cum laude. Megan A. Asiello, cum laude. Jacob Scott Bodie. Megan E. Bolano, cum laude. Dustin Earl Ray Busca Moulton. Samuel K. Booth, cum laude. Noah John Booton. Courtney Lee Brand, cum laude. Ellen Paulina Brooks. William Christopher Bushy, summa cum laude. Christina Marie Carlson, magna cum laude. Catherine Taylor Cawley, summa cum laude. John Paul Caswell. Daniel Chim. Sarah Jean Conroy. Alyssa Nicole Cormick, magna cum laude. Jacob Frederick Creighton. Taylor Logan Sear, cum laude. Melissa M. Davis, cum laude. Jordan Andrew Dion. Abigail May Donegan, magna cum laude. Kelsey L. Doré. Ashley J. Dumont, cum laude. Lauren Elizabeth DuPont. Celeste Diane Eaton. Troy Allen Eaton. Elizabeth Grace Eddy, magna cum laude. Nathan Michael Elmore. Sydney Columbia Elson, magna cum laude. Tyler Joseph Finnegan. Michael George Fitzpatrick, summa cum laude. Aurelie Dara Flambert. Mitchell Conrad Flary. Emily Ann Floyd. Megan Elizabeth Galley. Rebecca Lee Green, summa cum laude. Brittany Morgan Harris, cum laude. Karina Lynn Hickey, cum laude. Morgan Anna Margaret Hill, cum laude. Jotham Taylor Illuminati, summa cum laude. Courtney Jean Kendall. Jessica Christine Lemos. Richard Leonardo. Michael Richard Leonardo. Luke Richard Libby, cum laude. Maddie Elizabeth Lynch, cum laude. Matthew Brian Macy, magna cum laude. Erica P. Marks, cum laude. Colby Charles McKay. Michael Edward Megan, cum laude. Kelly Lynn Murphy, cum laude. Daniel Robert Nadeau. Benjamin David Picard, summa cum laude. Chase A. Palmer, magna cum laude. Haley Aaron Pelletier, magna cum laude. Kaylee Ann Perez, magna cum laude. Brandon K. Perry Hudson. Taylor John Prue, magna cum laude. Patrick James Reed. Shanoy O'Brien Rule. Daniel Thomas Rivera, Jr. Hannah Rose Roberge, cum laude. Jutiel Rosignol, magna cum laude. Margaret S. Roy, cum laude. Rachel Elizabeth Ryan, magna cum laude. Sebastian John Sanagest. Kelly Rose Sargent. Kristen Ruth Shalino, magna cum laude. Natasha Kelsey Seavey, cum laude. Kayla Rose Serrard, cum laude. Shelby L. Smith. Olivia Molly Spicer, summa cum laude. Matthew Charles St. Jean, cum laude. Alicia L. Steidler, cum laude. Catherine Emma Sullivan, magna cum laude. Kimberly Susan Schwarzkopf, summa cum laude. Alexander Scott Thompson, cum laude. Allison Marie Titterington, summa cum laude. Miguel Angel Velez III, cum laude. Craig C. Vermette, magna cum laude. Trey Edward Vittner. Taylor P. Wakefield, cum laude. Meredith Claire Walker, cum laude. Eleanor Fenn Weichert, magna cum laude. Fallon Louise Weiss, summa cum laude. David Charles White, magna cum laude.
Department of Business, Cassidy Lewis April, magna cum laude. Molly Rose Bartles. James David Beam. William Leighton Burns. Paul Allen Bukovich. Samuel Robert Cloutier, cum laude. Lauren Yvette Donsky. Sean Patrick Farron. Michael S. Finnegan. Nicholas Andres George. Thomas Edward Gildersleeve, magna cum laude. Amanda Gloria Getz. Megan Nicole Gribben, summa cum laude. Chandler A. Knowles, summa cum laude. Joshua A. Larson, cum laude. Cody John Leonard. Nathaniel Benjamin McLeod, cum laude. Cameron Mador. Giovanni Mazzoni. Tyler J. Minya, cum laude. Nara Vanov. Benjamin Dean Pearl. Sarah Yvonne Pelkey, magna cum laude. Amelie Wilama Leslie Peterson, magna cum laude. Mason Eric Riley. Ryan A. Russo, cum laude. Samuel Peter Vikich. Thomas Charles Kluke Whittier. Department of Chemistry and Physics, Meredith Ann Capuco, magna cum laude. Andrew J. Diorio. Ryan Paul Juno, summa cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Perry, summa cum laude. Department of Education, Kristen Lee Brannon. Jacqueline Claire Dickerson, cum laude. Kaylee Rose Doyle, magna cum laude. Natasha Fatrick. Rebecca Christine Gunter, summa cum laude. Zoe Marcille Heath, summa cum laude. Corey A. Krashen Hermisdorf. Candace Malik, summa cum laude. Matthew Porter McDonald. Kayla Vale Miedema, magna cum laude. Emily Lynn Newburn, summa cum laude. Amanda Claire Peabody, cum laude. Blake Lee Reedy, summa cum laude. Shannon R. Reynolds, magna cum laude. Victoria Rose Trickett. Department of Environmental Studies, Alexander Burton, Bachelor, magna cum laude. Connor Lee Burke. Tyler Moody Evans. Sarah McCall Fleischman, magna cum laude. Rocket Hart. Angela Marie Henrich. Chido Jesus Hernandez, Jr. Katie Harubi, summa cum laude. Ari Alyssa Ingram Addy, cum laude. Andrew Ray Mahoney. Sean Wynn. Dylan Henry Flagg Price. Eric James Scouten, cum laude. Department of Marine Sciences. Jessica Lauren Antonez, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Arlene Bowe, cum laude. Evan Thomas Carey. Lynn Alley Charette. Hannah M. Cowell. Emily L. Corey, summa cum laude. Jordan Ashley D'Souza. Laura Elizabeth Doyle. Jesse F. Dykstra. Michelle Elizabeth Furbeck, cum laude. Jennifer B. Gamble. Rebecca Ann Hudak. Caitlin M. Kennedy. Melanie Taylor Colacey. Kaylin Danielle LeBlanc. Alexandra D. Makasanovich, cum laude. Mary Frances McParland, cum laude. Erin Margaret Moore, cum laude. Haley Pruitt. Peter Robert Swan, summa cum laude. Megan Marie Swenton, magna cum laude. Charity Michelle Wagner, cum laude. Jade Sabrina Williams. Magdalena Marion Winchester, cum laude. Department of Mathematical Sciences, Carlos Eduardo Agano Vizcarra, magna cum laude. Chelsea Elizabeth Blake. Kelsey B. Mahachik, magna cum laude. Department of Psychology, Noelle Rose Baker. Sarah Alexis Bedard, cum laude. Anthony Hector Francis Barabee. Nicholas R. Collins, cum laude. Emily Rose Cook, cum laude. Tori Lee Doty, magna cum laude. Rebecca Michelle Irwin, summa cum laude. Megan Ann Forgetta, cum laude. Catherine Alana Grondin, cum laude. Kelsey Doley Cansanaiva, cum laude. Rebecca Lynn Kravitsky, magna cum laude. Jordan Ashley LeBlanc, magna cum laude. Brittany Lee Logan. Amelia Rose Morin. Tess Amanda Perkins, cum laude. Travis Leon Petrie. Catherine Mary Centarpino, magna cum laude. Emily Jean Warner, magna cum laude. Bethany Lynn White.
Westbrook College of Health Professions, Bachelor of Science, Department of Dental Hygiene. Brittany Evelyn Jean Alexander, cum laude. Shannon Anderson, magna cum laude. Natalie Lynn Arbor. Julie Marie Karen. Nicholas Joseph Serio. Kelsey Ann Conklin. I was waiting for you to push her. Chelsea Lauren Curtin, summa cum laude. Chelsea E. Damon. Lauren Alexis Dowdy, cum laude. Isabella de Bonaventure Duarte, magna cum laude. Lauren Alexis Durrell. Caitlin Marie Goupel, summa cum laude. Erin Denise Green. Brianna C.N. Harvey, magna cum laude. Christine Renee Kennedy, cum laude. Sarah Jean Kingston, cum laude. Natasha Kirby, cum laude. Noelle Amanda LaCroix. Olivia Kristen Lane, cum laude. Abigail May Lambert, magna cum laude. Hannah Jane Lapointe, cum laude. Gail Annette Lavergne, cum laude. Joy Marie MacArthur, magna cum laude. Lindsay M. Nadeau, cum laude. Carrie Ann Nastri. Jake Tyler Palmer. Ashley Marie Pearson, cum laude. Bianca Joanne Plant, cum laude. Ashley N. Prim, cum laude. Diane Victoria Kwong. Allison Renee Redmond, cum laude. Jennifer Lee Ryakusla, cum laude. Chelsea Rose Rokawa, magna cum laude. Brittany Ann Roussel, magna cum laude. Melissa Judith Scholl, cum laude. Victoria Lorraine Sorois, magna cum laude. Sarah Marie Skavorak, summa cum laude. Mackenzie Sullivan, summa cum laude. Emily Taylor Van Duzer, magna cum laude. Brianna Marie Welter, cum laude. Department of Exercise and Sport Performance, Danielle Elizabeth Almeida. Alexandra Lynn Basilier, summa cum laude. Frank Eugene Bean V, cum laude. Amy Nicole Belanger, summa cum laude. Mariah Rose Benoit, magna cum laude. Christina Lynn Buck, magna cum laude. Megan Marjorie Burns, summa cum laude. Rachel Louise Kadim. Lindsay Diane Carr. Caroline Tar Case, cum laude. Matthew Scott Schwinnard, summa cum laude. Christopher Michael Simonetti, cum laude. Marissa Hazel Clifford Biederman, cum laude. Matthew J. Coelho, cum laude. Caitlin Marie Kumas, summa cum laude. Oscar Cruz, cum laude. Alexandra Kristen DeRosa, magna cum laude. Nathan R. Diffin, magna cum laude. Allison Marie Downer, magna cum laude. Nicole Catherine Dubois, cum laude. Finn Ducker, magna cum laude. Ryan James Durant. John Joseph Duzel, magna cum laude. Allison Christine Falvey. Justin M. Fontaine, magna cum laude. Michaela Jean Fortin, cum laude. Tyler A. Garnick, magna cum laude. Maggie Louise Gorton, cum laude. Jeremy Arthur Hill. Patrick Liam Riley Horgan. Lauren Nicole Huck, cum laude. Mary Kathleen Keogh, summa cum laude. Alyssa Catherine Koval, cum laude. Jessica Lee Maccabee, cum laude. Samuel Andrew Matachero, cum laude. Marley Rose McCabe, summa cum laude. Allison E. McPhee, summa cum laude. Mallory Michelle Morin, summa cum laude. Matthew Glenn O'Brien, magna cum laude. Christopher Ouellette, cum laude. Sarah Louise Papapietro. Michelle Lois Pellegrino, summa cum laude. Amy K. Phillips, magna cum laude. Kaylee Michelle Babosic, magna cum laude. Christine Popelka, summa cum laude. Alexander Joseph Proch. Kelsey Amelia Rainey. Jillian M. Richard. Saray Allison Sager, summa cum laude. Derek Lee Sargent. Caitlin May Savard, magna cum laude. Amanda Seitlinger, cum laude. Brian Francis Stevenson. Jacob Charles Stern. Carly Samantha Terrio, cum laude. Devin Thomas Thompson, magna cum laude. Elizabeth G. Thompson, summa cum laude. Nicholas E. Trenholm. Cameron James Valley, summa cum laude. Skylar Woodsum Vandererb, cum laude. Taylor Johnson Vogt. Alana Nicole Vos, cum laude. Robin Ellen Waugh, magna cum laude. Tyler Michael Wolfel, magna cum laude. Nicholas M. Woodard, magna cum laude. Department of Health, Wellness, and Occupational Studies, Caitlin Marie Alexander. Ariana Helen Athenian. Janica E. Barrows, magna cum laude. Brooke Margaret Belmont, cum laude. Alexandria Louise Braley. Corey Bright, cum laude. Marissa Lynn Busby, magna cum laude. Taylor May Cahill, magna cum laude. Brittany M. Chassie. Monica Patricia Chavez. Mariah Lynn Chenard, cum laude. Audrey Rose Camo, magna cum laude. Sabrina DePina Rosario Covea. Amanda Lynn Kosar. Samantha Catone, magna cum laude. Kelsey Sydney Lenore Covert, magna cum laude. Paula Marilee Dapre, cum laude. Rachel Lee Doran, cum laude. Cassandra Morgan Dunn. Ginsburg Lemoyne Dupuy, cum laude. Carly May Edmond, cum laude. Alyssa Amber Fabianic, magna cum laude. Patricia Ellen Farron, cum laude. Shay Elizabeth Godbout, cum laude. Kayla Lynn Grandolaski. Cody E. Hard, magna cum laude. Emily Jane Harrison, magna cum laude. Kelsey N. Heck, cum laude. Caleb Taylor Jones, magna cum laude. Caitlin Maxwell Kingsbury, summa cum laude. Emma Louise Kokinis, cum laude. Suzanne Ruth Kropp, cum laude. Marina Beth LeBrew, cum laude. Darian Lee Lamire, cum laude. Kayla A. Licata, cum laude. Sarah Rose McDonald, cum laude. Casey Emily Mannion, summa cum laude. Madison June Moore, summa cum laude. Lauren Anna Nachitello, cum laude. MacGyver D. Poulin. Gabrielle Marie Price, summa cum laude. Sarah J. Schilke, cum laude. Caitlin M. Shane, cum laude. Grace Elizabeth Schultz, summa cum laude. Zoe Shannon Tarka. Hattie Lalim Welch, cum laude. Nicole Elizabeth Whitelaw, cum laude. Department of Integrated Health Sciences, Gavin Nathaniel Anderson. Lisa Marie Sevigny. Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Department of Nursing, Eva Joanne Ashley, magna cum laude. Spencer Patricia Allard, summa cum laude. Molly McGill Obi. Ashley Margaret Ayotte, magna cum laude. Cody G. Barba. Samantha Marie Beckwith, magna cum laude. Danielle E. Bovair. Jennifer Marie Botari. Alexander Werner Breslin. Sadie Constance Broderick, magna cum laude. Ryan Joseph Catteritt, cum laude. Emily Rita Sear, summa cum laude. Shannon Marie Dappis, cum laude. Jade Chantel Demers, magna cum laude. Megan Lee Donahue, magna cum laude. Samantha Lynn Dowd, summa cum laude. Julia Brake Dougal, cum laude. Allison Jane Igunis, cum laude. Tori Hannah Field. Caitlin Deborah Flaherty, cum laude. Sophie Karen Lynn Forsland, summa cum laude. Carolyn Abigail Friend. Isabella Stephanie Garion, cum laude. Ashley Elizabeth Hill, cum laude. Christy Lynn Holt, magna cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Hurley, cum laude. Jaylyn Rose Kenierak, cum laude. Ashley Marie Klemchuk, magna cum laude. Alexandra J. LeClaire, magna cum laude. Samantha Jane Levesque, cum laude. Dominique Cecile Lima. Allison Leigh Lafredo, magna cum laude. Tressa Rebecca Lyko, magna cum laude. Vanessa Tita Mao. Margaret B. Middleton, magna cum laude. Eilish Ruth Sarah Muir, cum laude. Angelia Louise Nanaselli. Mary Ann Nevers. Deanna Lee Nickerson, magna cum laude. Caitlin Adelaide Norton, summa cum laude. Emily Rose Oldacre. Michael Robert Patnode, magna cum laude. Caitlin Ann Pettibone, cum laude. Timothy Raymond Prescorn, cum laude. Allison Ann Putney, cum laude. Ryan Louise Quinn, cum laude. Olivia Jean Raymond. Kirsten James Ridge, cum laude. Nicole Lisa Roberts, cum laude. Allison Laura Schilke, cum laude. Alyssa Marie Schultz. Samantha Jean Scobie. Kelly M. Sousa, summa cum laude. Courtney Lynn Taylor, summa cum laude. Mary Ellen Tatro, cum laude. Morgan Suzanne Tornovash. Sophia Rose Tremblay. Amanda Ruth Vellante, cum laude. Jeffrey K. Wahome, cum laude. Mariah Haley Ward, cum laude. Nicole Elizabeth Welling, cum laude. Dr. Rippich, all candidates for the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degrees have now been presented. I'm down in a minute. I'm down in a minute, so.
Will all candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science please rise and remain standing? By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of New England and by vote of the faculty, I do hereby confer upon you your degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto, and welcome all of you graduates to the Fellowship of Educated Men and Women. Congratulations. You may now be seated.
Now will the candidates for the degrees of Master of Science in Biological Sciences, Master of Science in Marine Sciences, Master of Science in Medical Education Leadership, Master of Science in Education, Master of Public Health, Master of Science in Nurse Anesthesia, Master of Science in Occupational Therapy, Master of... Didn't I tell you not to start cheering till we were all done? Master of Science in Physician Assistant, Master of Social Work, and candidates for the Certificate of Advanced Graduate Study in Education, please rise and remain standing. President Rippich, College of Arts and Sciences Dean Jean Hay, College of Graduate and Professional Studies Dean Martha Wilson, Westbrook College of Health Profession Dean Betsy Francis Connolly, and the Office of the Provost and Academic Affairs are privileged to present to you the graduate degree candidates for the year 2016. These scholars assembled here have qualified in all respects for degrees by completing the curricula offered by the University of New England. The faculty and Board of Trustees have recommended that they be awarded their degrees in recognition of their accomplishments. Will the marshals please conduct the candidates to the platform?
College of Arts and Sciences, Master of Science, Biological Sciences, Kayla Jean Gelsvleck. Jane.
College of Graduate and Professional Studies, Master of Science, Medical Education Leadership, Ross M. Little. Sherilyn Patrice Mahas. Dr. Jean F. Miner. Master of Science in Education, Karen Irene Aldworth. Brett C. Almasi. Nicolette Danielle Dumont. Shanique Divena Gardner. Michelle Marie Joyce. Stephen N. Nappy. Heather N. Nuez Olmsted. Bethany S. Meehan Poulin. Megan Elizabeth Phelan. Cassandra D. Salve. John D. Sumner. Mary K. Vogt. Joshua D. White. Marcus Irving Johnson Wynn Sr. Master of Public Health, Simone Almeida. Andrew O. Amici. Mary C. Anderson. Colin Jessica Bader. Anne Catherine Basner. Craig Hamp Booker. Evelyn Bochwe. Nancy K. Brundage. Stephanie Ann Cameron. Brian Wendell Canterbury. Rebecca Deborah Castillo. Stanley Okekutu Chuakchi. Stephen Andrew Civintelli. Stephanie Fleetwood Divert. Brittany S. Arrington. Fozaya Haji Mohammed Essi. Oh, yes. Edkeshimi O. Edwabni. Simone Alicia Francis. Elena Gelati Gico. Candace Nicole Gillette. Lena Marie Gomez. Cheryl N. Graham. Gabriella Gregg. Charlene Aflagwe Romontiga Adapt. Stacy Marie Herbet. Julia Alana Ives. And Celeste Joseph. Karen Sue Han Lee. Marie Christine Mbaga. Segwen Sampson Orgadare. Jennifer Lee Pacho. Alejandro Omar Peralta Reyes. Rebecca L. Pickering. Brittany Dawn Roy. Maya Shea Salazar. Wendy Ann Sandrowski. Louis Allen Santana. Violet Akasura B. Setramafo. Janine D. Sims Cologne. Nicole Carrera Sorois. Ronika Lakeisha Smith. Deborah Ellen Taylor. Tanisha Monique Washington. Eleanor Williamson Taylor. Rebecca Louise Zwicker.
Westbrook College of Health Professions, Master of Science, Nurse Anesthesia, Danielle Elizabeth Allen. John Andrew Giannitsis II. Katrina M. Kleinschmidt. Melissa Ann E. Limmer Royal. Robert William Peck. Caitlin E. Sullivan. Occupational Therapy, Mackenzie Lorraine Ehlers. Alicia Anderson. Rachel M. Andres. Julie Rebecca Brand. Ariel Sarah Carrick. Amy Kavanaugh. Heather Courtney Coleman. Elizabeth Crawford. Samantha Curran. Mandisha Devota. Luke Christopher Deloy. Suzanne Elizabeth Dunn. Angela M. DuPont. Abigail Libby Farniak. Casey Ray Feeney. Rachel Margaret Feiner. Emily Ann Griffiths. Brittany L. Grip. Kayla Ann Gutierrez. Michaela Ann Hoffman. Haley Johnston. Adrian L. Young. Kyle Donald Kish. Katie A. LaRush. Danielle Nina Levere. Tara Elizabeth Lonerman. Michelle Lynn Martin. Rebecca Ann Masterjohn. Jordan Elizabeth Mormino. Nicole Elaine Murphy. Michael Richard Peachman. Emily Megan Pierce. Anthony Harvey Pedersen. Melanie Elizabeth Powell. Marissa Ann Prezano. Robert Thomas Rudowsko. Erin Christina Schwenke. Virginia Josephine Sidarsky. Sasha Abby Small. Jacob Casey Sternhagen. Marissa Lee Stevens. Faith Alexandra Swenson. An Po Trung. Caitlin Elizabeth Wright. Lauren Francis Zito. Physician Assistant, Kayla J. Carnell. Brent Cochran. Anita Marie Dixon. Samuel Reed Grady. Brittany D. Guest. Claire Elizabeth Gutzwiller. Terry Lynn Jackson. Christopher R. Lagori. Ainsley Janet Primrose Price. Cassie Ann Reutlinger. Eric Allen Seneville. Kelsey Jade Sturwatt. Julianne M. Wigley. Shelby Creighton Yates. Victoria M. Zappi. Master of Social Work, Julie A. Anderson. Elizabeth V. Barber. Tiffany Ray Bernhard. Judith Carolyn Barrett. Sarah Elizabeth Bin Shadler. Susan Debbie Bishop. Kenya Silva Brack. Penny Lynn Brooks. Morgan Brittany Brown. Timothy R. Butka. Haley E. Carter. Shanique Vontae Chinchana. Andrea Lynn Claffin Cook. Amy Eileen Dennis. Cynthia Elizabeth Diaz. Delva C. Douglas. Jennifer Lynn Downing. Avril J. Fennell. Teresa Quinita Fernandez. Stacy Marjan Foster. Sally Graydon. Nicole Rochelle Grover. Guryamat J. Hassan. Megan L. Howe. Catherine Carol Imler. Morgan C. Inger. Shanna H. Jacobs. Jessica L. Jasnayo Abreu. Deborah Rachel Camp. Ashley Aaron Kane. Judith Keatley. Melissa Ray Kirk. Christopher D. Koch. Rebecca Holly LaBelle. Kelsey Dawn Ladner. Mackenzie M. Lamero. Anne-Marie Lieberman. Allison J. McKay. Rosie K. Mahal. Jerry Marie Marino. Karen Lee Martin. Rachel Elaine Matthews. Lindsay Ray McKean. Jessica G. Miller. Stacy Ann Minkowski. Rashida L. Mitchell. Shirley L. Moore. Christine M. Morris. Kimberly M. Morrison. Christy Ann Muzzy. Ryan Wesley Niblins. Tiara M. Acquainto. Kayla Simone Page. Cassandra Nicole Perry. Megan E. Phillips. Sandra Mila Penal del Rio. Linda M. Piper. Tabitha Marie Reed. Shelley Rodriguez. Charles A. Satterfield. Mary Louise Sokola. Bonita N. Self. Jamie L. Sclero. Ifalu Otomawan Babalona Smith. Kimmy L. Steed. Julia Christine Terry. Nicole A. Tebow. Chanel Devon Turner. Rebecca Joy Vaughn. Kelly Kathleen Smith Tate. Ashley Nicole Ward. Emily Soares. Tia White. Tabitha Wolcheski.
College of Graduate and Professional Studies, Certificate of Advanced Graduate Studies, Education, Crystal D. Sessoms. Dr. Rippage, all candidates for master's degrees and Certificate of Advanced Graduate Studies have now been presented.
Will the candidates for the degrees of Master of Science in Biological Sciences, Master of Science in Marine Sciences, Master of Science in Medical Education Leadership, Master of Science in Education, Master of Public Health, Master of Science in Nurse Anesthesia, Master of Science in Occupational Therapy, Master of Science in Physician Assistant, Master of Social Work, and candidates for the Certificate of Advanced Graduate Study in Education, please rise and remain standing. By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of New England and by vote of your faculty, I do hereby confer upon you your degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto, and welcome you, graduates, to the community of learned men and women. Congratulations.
Okay, I'll let you sit down now. You can all be seated. Now, will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Education please rise and remain standing, which you apparently have already done. Thank you very much. President Rippage, College of Graduate and Professional Studies, Dean Martha Wilson, and the Office of the Provost are privileged to present to you the Doctor of Education degree candidates for the year 2016. These scholars assembled here have qualified in all respects for degrees by completing the curricula offered by the University of New England. The faculty and Board of Trustees have recommended that they be awarded their degrees in recognition of their accomplishments.
College of Graduate and Professional Studies, Doctorate of Education, Sawyer Marie Ledbetter Alberry, Lee Reagan Alley, Christopher Berg, Cassandra R. Crawford Sigler, Peter Young Fifield, Jennifer Adams Gallipo, Catherine Susan Garand. Deborah L. Gardner Bosch. Richard Allen Green. Katrina Lee Hall. Barbara Ray Hurd. Victoria Susan Kemper. Susan Welsh Keogh. Kin S. Lee. Robert G. Lyons. Henry J. Moser. Jennifer Lynn Bilderbach Nelson. Ryan Wallace Petrie. Mary Colleen Patterson. Carrie Lee Powers. Yona Andrew Rose. Vicki L. Rusbold. Renee E. Thompson. Shireen A. Rahman. Dr. Rippage, all candidates for the Doctor of Education degree have now been presented.
Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Education please rise and remain standing? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of New England and by vote of the faculty, I do hereby confer upon you the Doctor of Education degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto, and welcome you graduates to the community of educational leaders. You may now be seated. Congratulations.
Will all of the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Pharmacy please rise and remain standing? President Rippich, College of Pharmacy Dean Gail Brazeau, and the Office of the Provost are privileged to present to you the Doctor of Pharmacy degree candidates for the year 2016. These scholars assembled here have qualified in all respects for degrees by completing the curricula offered by the University of New England. The faculty and the Board of Trustees have recommended that they be awarded their degrees in recognition of their accomplishments. Will the marshals please conduct the candidates to the platform?
College of Pharmacy, Doctor of Pharmacy degree, Alyssa Lynn Almeida. Winifred Age Ampoma. Cara Lynn Bertolacini, summa cum laude. Sina Star Bouchard. Jenna C. Brown. Corey Christie. Matthew Christie. William T. Collinson. Brooke Elise Cowles, magna cum laude. Ryan Anthony Crawford, magna cum laude. Catherine Elizabeth Cuniff. Jessica Diala. Katie Sue Eastman. Samantha Lynn Emmons. Lauren Ashley Englert. Emily Catherine Erpenbeck. Kelsey M. Forte. Tyson J. Fredrickson. Catherine Freudenberger. Shannon Elizabeth Grady. Rachel Mary Hambro. Gretchen Frances Hanzarek. Corey Marie Haynes. Sarah Frances Hendrick. Amanda Jeanette Hody. Amanda R. Hool. Hussein Ismail Jafferji. Ruby L. Jarrett. Nathaniel Brian Johnson, summa cum laude. Omar S. Kamal. Angel Petty Camden. Allison Lee Kirk, cum laude. Alexander Daniel Kobe. Peter D. Kumbakis. Mackenzie Krieger. Benjamin Roger Landry. Charles Edward Larkin II, cum laude. Yen Feng Li. Jordan M. McGill, magna cum laude. Nicholas Anthony Michaud. Tyler R. Moody, summa cum laude. Catherine Gloria Moore. And Elisa Mary Margaret Muir. Eliza Jane Mullen, cum laude. Dang Nguyen. Tui T. Nguyen. Silpa Nuna. Ashley Nicole Adi. Molly Elizabeth O'Hara, cum laude. Josephina Vera Papelia. Bilge Parlakulich, cum laude. Catherine Ann Heffron Patstone. Erica Ann Paulette. Ariana Perry. Vanna Fan. Emily Ghislaine Prescott. Chantel Nicole Robinson, magna cum laude. Lindsay Ann Robusto, summa cum laude. Lacey Nicole Soloway. Linda Tran. Dennis Dat Chuang. Stephanie Lee Vo. Tien N. Vo, magna cum laude. Lindsay Renee Voigt, summa cum laude. Chuang Vu. Brian Wells. Bonnie Maisie Wong. Pa Kwesi-Onful, cum laude. Dr. Rippich, all candidates for the Doctor of Pharmacy degree have now been presented.
Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Pharmacy please rise and remain standing? By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of New England and by the vote of the faculty, I do hereby confer upon you the Doctor of Pharmacy degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto, and welcome you graduates to the Universal Fellowship of the Healing Arts. Congratulations. You may be seated.
I think we're all here, but just in case, will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Physical Therapy please rise and remain standing? President Rippich, Westbrook College of Health Professions, Dean Betsy Francis Connolly, and the Office of the Provost are privileged to present to you the Doctor of Physical Therapy degree candidates for the year 2016. These scholars assembled here have qualified in all respects for degrees by completing the curricula offered by the University of New England. The faculty and Board of Trustees have recommended that they be awarded their degrees in recognition of their accomplishments.
Westbrook College of Health Professions, Doctor of Physical Therapy, Nicholas Adriance, Bethany May Arujo, Mark Asta, Jennifer Acoin, Harleen Bawa, Paige E. Blasco, Kirsten Lee Bombardier, Clinton Thomas Boone, Stephanie Carol Borgeron, Ashley Janelle Bowser, Rita Casota Carlson, Julie Carr, Zachary David Yolaman Chandelier, Casey A. Cottle, Ellen Elizabeth Cox, Matthew Denning, Erica J. Dirks, Nora Teresa Finn, Samantha Jean Fisk, Alyssa May Gardner, Bella L. Goplin, Gabriella Renee Gashtintan, Alyssa L. Grigwire, Jessica Jo Grumbaugh, Chelsea Marie Hussey, Heidi Lorraine Johnson, Christian Alexander Jorns, Allison Celia Kaplan, Melanie Louise Kleebler, student trustee, Matthew Davis Kraft, Betty Rochelle Kruger, Nicholas Angelo Lasarso, Karen Leary, Mary Elizabeth Leopold, Timothy Wayne Lira, Emily Elizabeth Lodge, Erica Noel Nicole Lopez, Corey Lynn Marcoux, Margaret Messiak, Elizabeth Morin Mosley, Courtney Lynn Namey, Sarah Ashley Nichols, Kristen Marie O'Kelly, Catherine Ann Peabody, Eduardo Pena, Soles Esperanza Perez Rivera, Elizabeth A. Pontius, Rijo Rajen, Sarah Christine Richardson, Megan J. Riley, Shea Justin Rodriguez. Snezhnana Rudgofa. Stephanie Rose Sanderson. Kristen J. Schmidt. Brandy Lee Schmier. Sebastian Raphael Stoltzfus. Ashley Carolyn Thomaswick. Sarah Uzel. Dr. Rippich, all candidates for the Doctor of Physical Therapy degree have now been presented.
Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Physical Therapy please rise and remain standing? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of New England and by vote of the faculty, I do hereby confer upon you the Doctor of Physical Therapy degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto, and welcome you graduates to the Universal Fellowship of the Healing Arts. Congratulations. You may now be seated.
Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine please rise and remain standing? President Rippich, College of Osteopathic Medicine Dean Douglas Wood, and the Office of the Provost are privileged to present to you the Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine degree candidates for the year 2016. These scholars assembled here have qualified in all respects for degrees by completing the curricula offered by the University of New England. The faculty and Board of Trustees have recommended that they be awarded their degrees in recognition of their accomplishments. Will the marshals please conduct the candidates to the platform?
College of Osteopathic Medicine, Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine, Sophia T. Adams. Kendra Marie Albert. Carl Arthur Anderson. Joseph Michael Anderson. Kara Elizabeth Barker. Jennifer A. Benzie. Amanda Braun Bennett. April Elizabeth Dorothy Bergeron. J. Thomas Berry. Megan R. Bayer. Nicholas Lorenzo Biondi. Susan Blasi. Aaron Philip Bloom. Maria Catherine Borelli. Clayton Brett Brittingham. Brad Dylan Brooks. Amy Covington Brown. Sean Martin Caffin. Megan Marie Canaveri. Aaron Chen. Andrew Sion Cheng. Caitlin Marie Clifford. Ian Cameron Cochran. Philip J. Cook. Stephanie Frances Cormier. Stephanie Lee Marie Corriveau. Andrea Kelly Sear. Timothy Albert D'Amico. Shayla Elizabeth DeLay. Kristen Marie D'Entremont. Alexandra Marie Doan. Jillian Amanda Dodge. Brian Michael Dolan. Katie Lynn Doonan. Stephanie Allison Doucette. William Solwyn Douglas. Laurie E. Doyon. Christina Corin Edgerly. Lucas Paul Emery. Dennis Espejo. Jordan Jean Falloon. Graham Michael Fair. Bridget Ann Foley. Rosanna Fulcariaro. Eugenia Edmonds Gallagher. Leanne Rose Garbus. William Horst Garzola. Ashish B. George. Brandon Giberson. Craig John Gibson. Garmot K. Gill. Renee Marisha Giorgetti. Kyle Mark Gobeil. Iona Gukasian. Casey Lane Greg Omar. Christine Marie Grip. Kristen Marie Hoffman. Iwana Maria Horatan Enescu. Jacqueline Marie Jankowski. Donhold Jin. Lindsay Blake Katona. Allison Dengos Kelly. Catherine Lyons Kelly. Timothy Michael Clouda. Nancy Kaushi. John Martin Kunkel. Holly B. Laird. Jeffrey B. Latham. Sean R. Lena. Julie Elizabeth Lavasser. Stephanie Lauren Lewis. Mitchell Edwin Lopaki. Mariana Grace Mavila. Agnes Natalie McAuliffe. Stephen Patrick McQuillan. Monet Elizabeth Meader. Allison Cole Mixon. Samuel Wells Moss. Nicholas John Mota. Jessica Jean Partlow. Nisant Arvid Patel. Rutwit Patel. David Edward Peltier. Christina Marie Picciano. Jacqueline Elizabeth Rasick. Jared David Romeo. Stephanie L. Roming. Jared Rosignol. Christina Ann Sass. Rose Leanna Shack. Emily Teresa Schock. Hannah Christine Schreiber. Aaron Jeremy Sedman. Jill Shaw. Alisa Christine Shake. Brian Shee. Emily May Sigsby. Lisa Ann Sino. Alexandra Sameo Jr. Benjamin Joseph Slocum. Travis Smith. David Smoot. Gayatri Nene Suryakamura. Andrew Philip Stegeman. Diana Stern. John Michael Tiffnan. Sarah Marie Tomaz. Rose Sy. Erin Patrice Tuffy. Sarah Olivia Watson. Abraham Effin Wee. Catherine Elaine Wentworth. Colin David Whitworth. Darcy Jocelyn Wolcott. Lee A. Wolfram. Raymond Wong, Jr. William J. Wyman. Catherine Kim Yanakasawa. Josiah Frederick Young. Alexandra Elizabeth Zachara. Ariella Melody Zamchek. Elizabeth Marie Zaymore. Eileen Zen. Dr. Rippich. Dr. Rippich, all candidates for the Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine degree have now been presented.
Will the candidates for the degree of the Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine please all rise and remain standing? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of New England and by the vote of the faculty, I do hereby confer upon you the Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto, and welcome you to the Fellowship of the Healing Arts. Congratulations. You may now be seated. I would like to personally offer my congratulations to all of you on your accomplishments today. It's an honor to be able to shake your hands and watch you as you reach this life milestone. Now I would like to introduce Megan Perry, Bachelor of Science degree graduate in Biochemistry and Applied Mathematics, who is the recipient of the Jack Downs Award, our Outstanding Student Award as an undergraduate, who will lead the students in the turning of the tassels.
Fellow classmates and now graduates, please join me in turning your tassels.
Thank you, Megan. You have now officially moved from being students to alumni of the University of New England, and we hope that each of you will become active participants in our association and know that you are now and forever part of the UNE family, and we congratulate you. Our commencement ceremony is now concluded, and as the academic procession begins, I would ask the audience and our graduates to remain standing until the members of the platform party and faculty have left the area. And once again, congratulations on this wonderful day. Thank you.